by doing things for you guys. If you come in on Tuesdays, we do specials where 25% of all our beer sales go to charity, typically the neighborhood. So we like to give back to thanking you guys for helping us out and helping us grow over these last 6 years. Especially Paul KORETZ's office has been nothing but wonderful to us. So I'm glad he's here tonight talking to everyone. And for Jules' support. He's always helped us out. Thanks.
Wait a minute. Thank you, that was very well done. So tell me, what's so special about Boneyard Bistro? Everybody, please. Why should people eat at Boneyard Bistro as opposed to some of the other places that offer similar food?
I don't think anybody else offers similar food. I don't know who you're talking about.
What makes it special?
I think what makes it special is that we take an artisan approach to it. We're very hands-on. I'm hands-on. Our menu is constantly changing. On one side, the barbecue is always there. People who want the queue. If you don't know us, the other side of our menu is complete bistro and is in constant evolution. It never stays the same. We're doing cutting-edge food, stuff that you see on Top Chef, stuff you see at some of the hottest restaurants in LA. That's the kind of menu we do on one side, while the other side is traditional barbecue like this. That's kind of what sets us apart, along with now with our bar, the artisan care that goes with everything that we do. If you don't know, we have 42 tap handles now. So if you do like beer, we're definitely the spot to go. There's a lot of care that goes into everything from the cocktails to the beer to the wines that we choose. It's barbecue done up, upscale Sherman style. So that's what it is.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you. Well done. Okay, Bob Cohen, can I see you for a minute? Okay, coming here right now is Dr. Robert Cohen, who's the president of the Sherman Oaks Chamber of Commerce. And he's going to tell you about an upcoming event.
Thank you. Hi everybody, good evening. Thank you for having me here. Just a couple of things. One, I'm very proud that the Sherman Oaks Homeowners Association and Sherman Oaks Chamber are working together. There's a couple of different projects that we are working on now, and you'll get more information on that pretty soon. But it's nice to have that community feeling. And so you know what else is going on in this community. You already know last time I was out here, those of you that heard, you know, we have a weekly farmers market every Saturday. I hope you show up to that. It helps you, helps your community. That starts right now at 8. In October, it'll be starting at 9. We're going to move it back an hour, just so everybody knows. So don't show up at 8 and wonder where is everybody. And then the big event that I'm sure most of you are aware of on October 16th, it's the third Sunday in the month of October, will be the 21st annual Sherman Oaks Street Fair. This is an event that is the largest event in the San Fernando Valley in the whole calendar year, with about 75,000 of your closest friends out there together. And this is something that we're very excited about this year. The theme of this year is, those of you have flyers on your table there, it's the Sounds of Sherman Oaks. There'll be 2 stages, one community stage with all acts from different schools performing, the other professional acts on the other stage. A lot of booths, get to know businesses and get to see your neighbors. Soha will have a booth there. And, come on out. I want to give an extra kudos to our council district, CD5, Councilman KORETZ. Thank you very much for making it happen. This is a community really that works together, and it's nice to see our council offices doing the same for us. Richard, thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay. Well, you know what? I think I'm finished. Richard, so anyways.
Thank you for spending all this time with the food and everything. We appreciate. Jules ends up having to prepare a lot of the food for these events. So, thank you, Jules. Okay, for the people in the back, Matt Epstein, raise your hand. You are the official bouncer, as well as, if you have any questions for Councilman KORETZ, please mark it on the green form, raise your hand, and Matt will come by and pick it up. So we're looking for questions for the councilman. Okay, with that, do you have a problem in your neighborhood? Would you like to see your road repaid? All you have to do is ask the councilman. He'll make sure it's repaid. That's a good job, isn't it? Anyways, okay, I'd like to start the meeting. So people in the back and the front. Okay. We have a number of important people here tonight. But one person I'm very pleased is able to attend is our new fire chief. Just sworn in, I think within the last week or so. Why is it important, particularly for Sherman Oaks, that we know and understand the goals of our new fire chief? It's because, as you know, the fire department does paramedic as well as fire prevention. So all the paramedic services are handled through the fire department and by the firefighters. Number two, a good portion of Sherman Oaks is in the brush area, the hillsides. It's a critical problem, could be a deadly problem, and we rely on the fire department both to enforce the rules and be available to bring in the necessary personnel to fight the small fire before it becomes a devastating fire like the Bel Air fire. With that, I'd like to introduce the new fire chief, Brian Cummings.
Thank you very much for having me out here tonight. I'd also like to thank Councilman Paul KORETZ for the leadership that he shows on the City Council and for extending an invitation for us as well to come out and to speak to the homeowners associations and the different neighborhood councils here in the committee. So thank you, Councilman. I want to start by introducing some of the battalion and division command teams that I have here. These are the men that are working today here in the valley to provide that protection for you. And that would be, I have Assistant Chief Tony Varela. And I have their emergency incident technicians. I have Mr. Taggart, Mr. Anguli. Those two gentlemen were the ones that work with our battalion chiefs and our assistant chiefs to provide that safety and accountability for our firefighters when we have those large fires. They track where the firefighters are at. They respond to those calls for emergency when a firefighter needs help. They make sure we dispatch those rescue teams to go after our own members. So those two gentlemen are critical to the functioning of our command and control at any of the incidents that we have. As your fire chief for the City of Los Angeles, and I like saying that, it's a wonderful honor to be here and to represent the Los Angeles 3,400 men and women of the Los Angeles Fire Department. We're here to provide for public safety, for that fire safety education, and to also promote economic growth here in the City of Los Angeles. What we'd like to do, and what I hope to accomplish by coming out and speaking to the homeowners associations and the neighborhood councils, is we want to partner with the communities that we live in, because our men and women do live in these communities. Our men and women live 1/3 of the time at those fire stations that are in your neighborhoods. And we want to be your neighbors, and we want you to come visit them, get to know who those people are, understand their capabilities, they're moving forward, and what they can provide for you, and then let them tell you some of the things that you can do as well. Preparedness is the key in any of the large-scale emergencies that we have here in the valley. For the small things that happen here, we're going to respond with paramedics, with firefighter emergency medical technicians, with fire engines and fire trucks, and we're going to handle those small emergencies. But when we get those large-scale brush fires, when we get an earthquake, when we get those flooding from storms, it's so important that you have the preparedness ahead of time. And for brush, that means making sure you have that defensible space, that good brush clearance. Make sure that you have your things packed and you have an escape plan prepared, and make sure that you're monitoring to find out if we're giving an evacuation order, and leave when we ask you to leave, so that our firefighters can get in there and we can do our job. But also preparedness is taking advantage of some CERT programs. Do we have any community emergency response team members that are here part of the Homeowners Association? Right there in the back. One? Okay, well, one's better than none. It's an outstanding program. There's another one. Yes, go ahead.
We're right on time.
Sorry, he's set on time.
After he's done, catch him.
Okay, catch him on the way up. Okay, the CERT program is a fantastic program. Go to LAFD.org. We have information about how you can sign up to take classes, which teaches you how to take care of yourself in an emergency, take care of your family, and then reach out and help your neighbors as well. We want to form that partnership with you so that we can have a safer Los Angeles. We can have
In the back, the people in the back, Matt, you're not doing your job. You're contributing to the problem. I'm sorry. I apologize for that scene. And what is your address so they can mark it down?
Outstanding, but please, I'll be here for a while after I speak. If you have questions, please come talk to me. Talk to your local firefighters, visit your local fire station. We want to be there for you, answer those questions, and help you out where we can.
And Jules has a little something for you.
Captain, this is your first visit with us, and I'd like to give you a special treat. This is a limited edition SHERMAN Homeowners Pack.
We need a picture for the...
It's not a cowboy hat.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, I'd like to have the counterparts for public safety. I'd like to have Captain Snell come up. As you know, Captain Snell is in charge of the Van Nuys division of the LAPD. He is in charge of making sure that our community is safe and secure. So can you give us an update? Maybe introduce some of the people that are here also.
Good evening. Thank you. First of all, I'm real glad to be here. In fact, I was talking to Richard. He says I'm here more than some of the members. So I'm glad to hear that. With respect to crime, we're still doing well. We're fighting towards the end of the year, trying to continue our crime reductions. Right now, just to give you kind of an overview of where we are from 2011 compared to 2010. With homicides, and this is, again includes Sherman Oaks as well as the Van Nuys portion of the division. We just had our fourth homicide this year. We were originally at 3 until yesterday. We had a homicide right at Ventura and Van Nuys Boulevard. It was a female found stabbed in the alley. We're currently investigating that now. It was about 4 o'clock in the morning. We were still unable to identify her as of yesterday, but she's about a 35-year-old female found in the alley. It appears to either be a robbery or a domestic dispute, but we're still investigating that. But having said that, year to date, we had 6 homicides in Van Nuys, Sherman Oaks area for the entire year. Last year, we're at 4 right now. With respect to rates, we are down 52% throughout the division, down 52%. That is 42 compared to 2010 compared to 20 this year. This year, with respect to robberies, we're down 14%. We had 188 this year so far compared to 219 year to date we had in terms of robberies. With respect to aggravated assaults, and that's when, when somebody either gets shot, stabbed, beaten with a baseball bat, hit with a bottle, those type of things, we're down only 1%. We have 155 aggravated assaults this year compared to 156 last year. Now, as you know, or as you may know, because I mentioned it before, is what we try to do each year. We strive for at least a 5% reduction in the overall crime. So each category, we shoot for a 5% reduction each year. We've done tremendously well over the past 8 to 9 years since Bill Bratton was here in terms of maintaining that reduction. We're struggling right now with aggravated assault because right now we're only at 1%, so we still have to strive to to try to reach that goal, that 5% reduction goal by the end of this year. So total violent crime is down 13% overall. Burglaries are down 12%. Grand theft autos are down 16%. Personal thefts are down only 2%. And that's the thefts that occur in the malls and personal thefts, if you leave it on a bench or something and it's picked up and those type of things. And burglary theft from motor vehicle is down 18%. So again, overall, we're doing very, very well. One of the things I mentioned to you last time is what I wanted you to remember. And what we've done now is you will see on all the black and whites that are driving around the city, and I want you to take a look, is we have the lock it, hide it, keep it bumper stickers that we just put on the black and whites today. That is to continue to remind you to lock your cars, take the things out that are visible, and hide it so that you will be able to keep it. And again, you'll see these on all the black and whites within Van Nuys and Sherman Oaks area because I had those purchased by our boosters. They purchased these and we were able to put them on the cars. So again, I'd like you to keep those things in mind as you try to protect your own property. Advise your family and friends as well to protect their property. But overall, again, we're doing very well with crime, and I'm very proud of the men and women of the Los Angeles Police Department, particularly those in Van Nuys that protect you day in and day out. Thank you. Also here today, I was listening to the young lady who lost a son due to a traffic accident earlier, talking earlier. We have our traffic captain here. And for those of you that don't know, this captain is responsible for protection, traffic-related injuries and drunk driving arrests and those type of things throughout the entire valley. I'd like you to welcome Captain Ivan Menzel from Valley Traffic Bureau.
Jules, where's the hats?
I ran out.
Ran out of hats. We love you. Yes.
Hello there. Hey, another round of applause for our fire. I gotta tell you, those are the best partners in the world that police have in the city. I'll tell you, from personal experience, like 3 days ago, I was the first unit to arrive on a traffic accident. The second city unit to get there was that big shiny red fire truck, and let me tell you, it was a great day in the city. So let me tell you, my hat's off to them. Van Nuys is doing great. You know, I've got 235 square miles in the San Fernando Valley. I've got 2,883 street miles. In other words, the streets that you and I drive on. Van Nuys itself for the year is doing great. We're down about -8% in traffic-related collisions and such. 2 years ago, when you put the other numbers down, we're down a -14%. But I want to share something with all of you. This is National Child Week through NHTSA, the National Highway Traffic Safety Association, or Agency, excuse me. How many out there happen to be grandparents?
Grandparents?
Grandparents. Got a few. Uncles, aunts, parents. If you get a chance, well, let me just ask this question. How many have to take that little one and put them in a car seat or a booster seat or something? You know, that's a whole science in itself.
Yeah.
You know, and when you change cars and you get it up there and see, I can tell you, 30 years ago when I put my son in a car seat, it was real simple, at least I thought it was. 32 years later, I put my granddaughter in, and I thought I was strapping her ready to go to the moon. And you know, that's a great thing, because child safety is number one. So what I'm asking you to do this week, if you have a loved one, like this young little lady here, or smaller, and you have to put them in your car, I'd like you to go to a class. It takes about an hour or less, but I'd like you to come on a Thursday morning to Valley Traffic up there behind the Home Depot that will be just south of Roscoe on Van Nuys. And this is why. We have free of charge state-certified police officers who will teach you, show you how to use a car seat with your particular car. They got all the records there, so if you're driving an SUV, a convertible, or, you know, a Maserati, or whatever it is that you drive, and you have loved ones, little folks, and you can use a child seat. They'll show you how to make sure where you put them in the car is the safest place, and how to strap them in so they're absolutely safe. And I can't tell you how important, because that's the most common vulnerable. Most fatalities, and this is this crowd is no stranger to fatalities for young people, happen between the ages of 3 and 14. So I am asking you, so if you have loved ones, you use car seats, your uncle, an aunt, grandmother, grandparent, give them a call on a Thursday morning. You can call anytime to make an appointment. It's 818-644-8143, Child Safety Program. It is the best thing going for new parents, new grandparents, new aunts and uncles. And I'm telling you, once you walk out, you're going to go, boy, if I've been doing wrong for a while, I just so much better. So it's a great thing. And like I always say in closing, watch your speed, always buckle up, and never drink and drive. Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much. I'd like, if there are candidates in the room, if they can please come up. Also, if there are deputies or elected officials, please come up and introduce yourself. Candidates, come on up. Well, bear in mind, there are elections coming up next year, which is right around the corner as far as elections go. So we're going to be getting a lot of the people that are running for office. And please associate name, face, and what district they're running in.
Thank you very much. My name is Andrew Lackman. I'm running, am I a little bit too loud there? Yeah. I'll hold it back a little bit, sorry. You never know how strong these things are. My name is Andrew Lackman. I'm running for the State Assembly in the new 46th Assembly District, which goes from Universal City all the way over to Sherman Oaks, a little tiny piece of Hollywood, but it goes all the way up into Panorama City, North Hills, and Lake Balboa. I'm running for Assembly because there are voices that are not being heard in Sacramento, and those are your voices. And as somebody, I've worked in the State Senate for 2 years doing arts and entertainment policy, but I also have private sector experience. I was a technology licensing attorney, and at one point I even served on neighborhood council, so I know that the state can make a difference. Whether it's SB 18, which is allowing all these density bonuses without having the parking, so it clogs up our streets, and Plow Bar dealing with transportation out of the valley. They haven't done any planning. I know we've run out of time, but I want to be your advocate in Sacramento for the San Fernando Valley. I've been involved out here for a very long time, and I look forward to continuing to serve you. Again, Andrew Lackman. You can go to andrewlackman.com if you have any questions, as long as they don't call back. Thank you.
Thanks very much. Michael Pure has been our assembly person. Number one, he's termed out at the end of next year. And number two, he wouldn't, even if he wasn't termed out, he does not live in this district, in the new configured district. So we're going to get a brand new person to represent us in the assembly. Before we have the deputies, I wanted to have Lori Wheeler come up. Hopefully you're on our email distribution list. We have been working on redistricting at the state level in Congress. That's over. And next week is the end of redistricting for the Board of Supervisors. Our current supervisor is Zeb Yaroslavsky, who's going to be here next month as a speaker. But they are redistricting. He's termed out as of 2014, but they're redistricting the San Fernando Valley and the whole county for the Board of Supervisors. And it's possible that we're going to have real problems. So the hearing is next Tuesday. Lori?
Thank you, Richard. Good afternoon, or good evening. Recently, just a few minutes ago, I passed along information to all of you in regards to the redistricting of the County of Los Angeles. And tonight I have Ben Saltzman, who is our planning deputy, who's going to talk a little bit more about it, and we'll be both happy to answer your questions. So, Ben, thanks.
Thank you. Good evening. I guess this issue is so important that Zeb sent two of us. Really, the bottom line is, if next Tuesday doesn't go well, you could have a new supervisor in 30 days from next Tuesday. So when Zeb is here next month, it would be very good to make sure that he is still representing this area. But today,
So who could be our new supervisor?
it could be Supervisor Kanabi, who
Where does he live?
I think Cerritos. Yeah, I think Cerritos.
Or it could be, who's the other?
Those are the two options. Those are the two options. But either way, this redistricting fight isn't about, Zev's political future. He's never going to run for supervisor again. But
is he running for mayor? Oh, okay.
But and I know time's running short. But what is absolutely key is the 3rd district right now is made up of more than 50% of the voters in that district come from the San Fernando Valley. The San Fernando Valley is the force in the 3rd district. And the two of the plans that are before the Board of Supervisors next Tuesday, the plans S2 and plans T1 would decimate the San Fernando Valley. It would split it into 3. It would mean essentially that there is no more voice, no more consolidated voice in the San Fernando Valley on the Board of Supervisors. And that's what we got to fight. Those two plans would split Sherman Oaks. They would make it so that you don't have a supervisor who is elected from a coalition of the West Side, the San Fernando Valley, and the Santa Monica Mountains with the environment and regulating land use and sounding the alarm on things like SB 1818. The reason why you have a supervisor right now who will fight for the issues that you care about is because of the constitution of the 3rd district. And if it gets dismembered and you have a supervisor who comes from some other part of the county and doesn't know this area from a hole in the ground, and this isn't the center of gravity for that district, it will be felt in a lot of ways. So
what can people do?
I'm glad you asked. What we really need is for people to be there on the 27th. The Board of Supervisors meeting starts at 9:30 a.m. We know it's busy, but it's really, really important that all 5 members of the board hear your voice and feel your presence. And if you can't be there next Tuesday, Lori has information about where you can write a letter or send an email, but this is a big deal.
Okay, Jules, are you going to be there next Tuesday? You're going to be there. Where's Chuck Bass? Are you going to be there next Tuesday? Okay. So, if you can attend, you're going to be there next Tuesday.
I have a question already.
Okay.
I have a question.
Okay, you can hold the questions, we're running late. The 2 of them are going to be there representing the association. If you can join them, please see either one of them after the meeting. We'll get you more details.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, deputies, come on up and introduce yourself.
Good evening, my name is Jason Levine. I'm the field representative for State Senator Brad Pavley, representing the 23rd State Senate District, which includes Sherman Oaks. I brought some newsletters which detail the recently completed legislative session in Sacramento. We passed a lot of great bills dealing with public safety and public health issues that Senator Pavley's been concerned about since she took office. We passed a bill that's going to make sure that sex offenders serve out their entire paroles. We passed a bill that makes it more difficult for the elderly to be taken advantage of through the use of signature stamps by banks. A lot of great things. We also put forward some very business-minded legislation, easing California's regulatory environment with SB 617, which the Senator is proud to author. And if you are not on our email newsletter, we've got a sign-up sheet over there. Put your name and your email address, and we'll get you our newsletter monthly.
Thank you very much.
And it's free.
Next, Pat. And Pat's representing Councilman Corrigan, so she gets a little more time.
Just a tiny bit. Anyway, I'm here tonight. You can't get with me. I tell you I'm leaving, and you can't miss me if I don't go away. But I'm here on behalf of Councilman Krikorian and in Nikki's stead because she had back to school night and parenthood trumps. Just really quickly, we are again just continuing to do what we can to maximize city services in the area and maximize safety. So 2 things that Paul's really, really involved right now, and I wanted to thank Jerry for putting herself out there and doing what she is doing on behalf of her son Connor. But we had another accident, another school. In this case, God bless him, he was apparently going to be okay. But our kids are running out and are in traffic and are facing traffic every day. And anything we can do to spread the word. So Paul is actually putting together a presentation and going to be doing some significant education in schools on traffic safety. Because it is, I think we all know, it's not the same streets that we grew up on. Not the same streets we played ball in. It is more dangerous. So that's a real high priority right now. And so let us know if you see things that we need to know about. Another thing that we are doing is coming up on some repaving in District 2, and some of you may already have gotten your 30-day letters. Some of your streets, not all of them, we'll get about 14 miles all over all of District 2, and we have 186 miles of poor-to-fail streets. So we'll get some, but you are going to see some of the problem streets taken care of here. The other thing that you know is getting ready to start is starting city redistricting. And I'm not going to get into that because it confuses the heck out of me, but stay tuned, and I know the councilmember may speak to that a bit. We are continuing to try to find extra funds and have for some additional, trying to replace some services that are missing. So do continue to call us. We may tell you it can't be done, but don't let that stop you from letting us know what you see that really needs taken care of.
You mean services from the city?
Services from the city. We may not be able to do it right away, but we want to hear about it, we want to know what it is, and then we can prioritize.
Thank you.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Margaret Mott. My name is Margaret Mott, and I'm with Congressman Howard Berman's office. And I'm going to be very brief.
Okay.
Yeah. Just a couple issues I thought I would bring to your attention. One is an issue that I know is very important to you, and I know our councilman will be talking about it this evening. It's helicopters covering over your neighborhoods. And as you may or may not know, Congressman Berman recently in July introduced legislation to address that issue. I had a copy of his statement on the back table, and I also have a editorial that we could not put a piece that we had done. So everyone have a good evening, and it's very nice to be here with you all.
Thank you. Thank you. Marshall Long, who normally talks about planning, is out of the country. Bob Anderson, who talks about redistricting in the 405, out of the country. So we're bringing back Ellen, who has a come on up here, people remember you. To talk about, I don't know.
Ellen who?
Ellen Mack needs to leave the room since he is the president of the Planning Commission of the South Valley. Ellen, give us an update on, especially on billboards.
Hi, everybody. First of all, I don't bring you good news about what's going on with the billboards. We're calling City Attorney Carmen Jutana to
Just like the old days, she pushed me out of the way.
Yeah, you'll be back to push me out very quickly too.
Anyways, go on.
Anyway, Carmen, our city attorney, fought long and hard to get new restrictions placed on the billboard industry. Special concern were all of the digital signs. Long story short, for the past 2 years, the business community, and most notably the billboard industry, has been pursuing a very aggressive tactic that basically has overruled any efforts he's made, and the city council is getting ready to consider adopting a new sign ordinance. Now, I don't know about you, but it's kind of scary to me to see that we're going to have hundreds of new billboards, super graphic wallscapes, and digital signs without getting rid of a single billboard, now blighting many communities and neighborhoods. These billboards are part of the old inventory that was collected, and permits were never paid to the city of LA. Allowing commercial advertising signs in city parks and other city-owned neighborhoods. I hope you've heard that. We're talking about putting advertising in public parks. It's purported to be used for parks and maintenance payments, but the problem is right now, because of the city's dire financial straits, most of us are well aware that the money will go directly into the general fund, which pays mostly for employee salaries and pensions. They'll also be allowing digital business signage anywhere in the city without regard to light trespass in residents, traffic safety, energy use, and change in community character. So if you want more information about that, there are flyers such as this on the table, and you can come see me. There will be a hearing before Planning, Land Use, and Management next month. There will be information sent on email blast. You can also go online and contact banbillboardlight.org.
Thank you very much. Okay, thank you. Okay, before we call out our main speaker, I'd like to have members of the board of directors introduce themselves. If you have any questions after the meeting, you can ask them, or any you dealt with. Everyone knows Jules over here. Big Elkie, where's Elkie? There's Jules. Second Jules, please. John Eisman, Chuck Betts over here. Who am I missing? Matt Epstein, someone to bring in Matt. I guess that's it for now. Okay, let's go on to our featured speaker this evening.